everyone, this is the host of the show Dreams Awaken, and this is Neetu Jain. So, today, as promised in the Instagram and YouTube and everywhere, we have the second guest of honor, and it is none but my old school friend. As you can see, the catch up, the chit chat with buddies, and everything. So, here is Girish Vishnu Prasad presenting to you my old school buddy. Like, we are gonna go for a 9 year long chit chat, and there we begin. And also, those who are listening to us, the show is completely based on a personal interest of enhancing people's career. If you can learn something from us, giving out the learning careers, and this is kind of a podcast where I get into people's brain and crave it out and understand who the person they are, the difference that I see in them, the person that they are. I bring to table the skills and everything that you can see. So I think to go forward in the show, it's very much important that you guys tell me how it is going. So I have put this review in my socials and everywhere. Please do comment. Like is not a must for me, but comments can get me, as I keep saying, get me going a long way. So here we begin. So Girish, tell me, how is life? How is everything? How do you feel to get back to this share today?
First of all, thank you so much for having me in your show or program. It's been a great pleasure that I'm like the third guy uh, in
Second
your
guy.
uh, second guy. Yeah, sorry about
Yeah.
that. The second guy. So it's like you how you randomly contacted me, and I was so excited that you invited me over. And I was seeing how it has been going on for the last few weeks, and I'm really happy about uh, the plan you took up to make all this happen. Yeah, and here I am right now, and I'm so honored how you invited me. And yeah, so my life, it's going pretty well at this moment, and I just started like a real boring adult life where you just do 9 to 5 job, but it has a role in your life, and
No
you
offense to anyone listening. 9 to 5 is good and we support it. Yes, getting that.
Definitely, 9 to 5 is a way where adulthood starts. That's what I believe. Like when you are, like we have seen each other at different phases of our life. I think
Yes.
I've seen you from fourth grade.
From
From fourth
this,
grade, yeah,
yeah.
I've seen you across different activities, whether it was academics or co-curricular sports, whatever it might be, leadership, you name it, I've seen you. And we have a long way. And
Yeah,
yeah,
so
and right now we are in this phase where we are more like we can't say we are still kids or teenagers
yes,
or
yes,
young boys
mm,
or girls. We have crossed that phase. We are taught to be more responsible or more,
yes,
but at the same time, we make sure that we hit the fun spots, right? So
yes.
we have a good time about life and don't stress about a lot of things. Keep good memories and keep in touch with the people you really care about and enjoy life altogether, staying happy. Yeah.
So that was an amazing and introduction that Girish gave about himself. So yeah, so I always prepare this outline in my old tabs from my school days. Yeah, I still have it. I preserve things. So I have written guest of honor number two, that is Siri Krishna Prasad. As you can see from the previous episode, today the tagline that I wrote for him was the faithful friend. What do you have to say about it? What is your comment on my tagline for you?
I always love to have people who have been there with me at different occasions or who has helped me or who gave me a lasting memory. So anybody who gave a lasting memory or who is a part of my life, I always been in touch with them. And I always see what they're up to or how things are going. And I love to catch up and see how life was back then and how life is right now. And I also always like look forward. What did you do in your life to make it better, or what did you do wrong that made it worse? Because life is not just about being right. You always get things worse, and having a friend where you could openly talk even if you are successful or even there was a failure, that's what I would say a long-lasting good friend, where you could share about when you have a failure, also to learn from each other's failure and also when somebody or each other would have a good story or a success story, you learn why or how they came to this success story. So I think that's the most important thing when you talk about a long-lasting, uh, like all-weather friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like that we talk and all. It's been years that we talk. Like I just send him a random text on Instagram, like, "Do you want to join my podcast?" And he was like, "Yes." I mean, he was like, he was all in for it that time. And then we managed all the processes and all. And today I'm very honored to have him as a second guest because, I believe the first three guests are the people who made the show up for me because those three, I mean, one is also processing and processing. Next week it will happen. I don't know when this will be uploaded as of. So these three are the pivotal episodes, and that will drive what I am doing. Here is what I feel. So I'm extremely grateful and thankful for Girish to be on my show, and also the previous guest of honor Aishwarya and the coming guest of honor Gautam Shankar Kalna, who is the filmmaker. So these are the three plans as of now. And one more important, it's not an announcement, but it can be a notice also that I'll be going offline for 1 month without the show going on. That is without any guest on the seat because there are some pending works to do, and please bear with me. Yeah, so going on. When I speak about Girish, we didn't share the same bench, obviously, but I was sitting in the middle of the class on a two-seater bench, and Girish was on the side, right, left side for me. And we don't talk and all, but I know this guy as he now mentioned to me again. I'm getting to that. He is the gentleman that I see. So he is the person who plays badminton into sports and into academics, who love biology. Like, really, I remember this with you. And then after some years, I'm getting a message, I think, that I was in Bangalore and Girish was in Christ. And somewhere I got to see this honor, this of him in the newspaper, uh, giving it out to the world that he had done some projects with his friends over there in college, and it was a success, and that made me very proud of him and a bit jealous of him because I was not there anyway. So yeah, I am proud of him, and I got to be like asking him about the article also because I wanted to do this. So my first question to you would be this: I have seen you as this kid, not a kid, as a teenager who loved biology. So why biology to mechanical engineering, the thought process and everything?
For me, in general, I love sciences, whether it's physics, chemistry. Chemistry, it's a bit doubtful, but I do understand. I love organic chemistry. Sorry, inorganic chemistry more than the organic one. Physics, I really love physics. Mathematics, I really love, but I was a very lazy kid back then. I never like practiced, and I had some personal problems where I would not pay attention for my academics, and I was too much into sports in my early like or late student
When
life.
he tells this,
And
he doesn't mean that. See, I have seen him scoring good marks, and I don't have a memory of him. He just keep a low key. That's what I feel.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
carry on.
I've always seen myself as an average guy, and I've never seen myself as doing something great. And people have to remind me, like, okay, you are doing good. Like, but the thing is, I always push myself to be better. People have even complained that you're never happy about what you get. Like, if you achieve something, you cry for the next thing the very next day.
That
And
is that is the speciality of this show. This is for those people who push them harder for the next level, and that is why exactly you're here today.
Yeah, I hope I would be interesting for your audience and they take something from our conversation. Yeah. And Till my high school, life was pretty easy. I did not have a single clue of what I do. And my mom, I don't know whether you know my mom, she's a doctor.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
And because she is a doctor, she always pushed me to be in the same field as her in medicine. And I really love the profession, or I love someone who is a doctor, but I hate the profession. Okay. So the profession, in the sense, it's like like my mom is always so busy with taking care of her patients, her staff, and she's super busy. And I've always seen like you being a doctor, it's your responsibility that you have to put someone in front of you before you take your own needs. Okay. And in a country like India, that's how it is because we have a lot of people who need attention and very little medical professions who are good at what they do. Okay. I've seen that the struggle is really hard. And I took biology because my mom said you're taking biology. Simple. I just like sciences. I like sciences. I'm always fascinated to know how things work, and I always find it magical, like how when I learned about chemistry, where how subatomic particles came together to form one atom, and from one atom to all the periodic elements, I'm like, wow, who would have thought of designing all this? It's like when you think about, I don't know, this is something I believe like where it is not religious, but who possibly made it all possible? Like, how is this magical? Like, it doesn't happen like a magical thing. Like, yeah, there are a lot of certain reasons like that. And I always have this fascination to know how this happened. So, and I was like, yeah, why not biology? Because at that time, I did not have a single idea about computer science. I knew about a bit of um, power. It's Raspberry Pi. I was very fascinated towards Raspberry Pi when I was in my 10th grade. I even want to get a Raspberry Pi to do my early programming, but at that time I did not have the money, nor I did not have a liking because nobody introduced me or told about computer sciences or anything. So yeah, so biology was the next choice I had, and I took biology, and I really love biology. I would say the highest scoring subject in my 12th is like biology. I've never scored any other subject. I was very consistent in biology. It was like it was a subject where I would like take my eyes closed and I would never have a problem. But I hated the profession of medicine, and the future in biology was also not something I was very keen on going on. Unless, like, if I'm going to be taking something in biology, it has to be a doctor. That's how I thought about it. Yes,
So from Palakkad to Bangalore to Christ journey.
it's the same. My mom was like, if you are gonna be, because at that time I was a very lazy guy. I just for me. Subjects was not about scoring marks. I never cared about getting. I just want to pass, get an average mark, get an. I've never boasted or I've never like, oh, I got this one. I just want to be like, yeah, maybe in a fun way. I still remember Moni ma'am in 11th standard unit 3 test because I always score average, and she's like, Girish, I know you can study. I know you are capable. And at that time, the paper was so difficult. Everybody was getting. I think the test was in out of 50 or 40. I don't remember exactly. I think it was 40. It was a UT test, and it was 40. And I normally score like 5 or 10 marks above average or passing marks. Okay, and that paper I scored really good. Okay, and everyone was like, "Really?" And that paper was really tough. And then it was like, okay, and Moni was like, "Yeah, if he studies, he can." But he never studies. That's the only complaint I get. I never had any complaints from teachers saying about disobedience or he's badly behaving or he doesn't. The only thing is like he's a good child, but he never studies. That's the only complaint I had, and I've been like that for my high school. And my mom saw that, and I never had like big plans of doing, but my mom always believed in me, and my mom always expected me to do better. Even right now, where I'm abroad, it's because of my mom. My mom was the only person who like, you cannot be here like this. You have to do better. You cannot do this. You have to be better. She always pushed me. She would influence me in a lot of different ways to make sure that I get into a right position. Yeah. So that's how I got into Christ. It was my mom out of a sudden, you are going to Bangalore. And I was like, at that time, uh, not a lot of people goes to Bangalore from where we studied because Bangalore was like it was this time like a very fashionable, big kind of a place. It was like the it's like if you are getting a college because life is so good in Bangalore when you're really young, the freedom you get, the lifestyle you can get is like really good, and you can do whatever you want. Nobody's gonna question you. That kind of thing Bangalore gave at that time. You were also there in Bangalore after
Yes.
1 year, right? Yes. So you know how it was. Yeah.
Yes, 3 years like from school 2016 to 2019 over there, and then that is when we were in contact, I think, and later on,
Mhm.
after many years, I remember he calling up on my birthday and wishing me, and I am like, that is when I see this thing. People notice you, like it's not like you have to be in touch with anyone. It's all about, I don't know, connections, that the impression that people give you. Like Girish is the person that got my mind on. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call this guy over, and he told yes. So that's why we're doing it today. So that way. So yeah, he had wished me once, I know, but we have hadn't been like classmates and all for long, but we were in the same class. I would call it this way. We were in the same class for like 2 years. That's all. But when I called him after 9 years, he's there on my show, and that is why I define Girish as the faithful friend for me. So, yeah, how did you manage to go abroad, study over there? What is the major differences that you have seen? How is the struggle? There would be a struggle phase, obviously. How is it the survival phase and the raining phase? So, everything about that.
I don't know. As a Keralite or as a Malayali, you would have heard the situation, or you would have heard the statement from a lot of people. If you go abroad, your life is settled. Okay. I don't know whether you heard about it. Have you? But the statement is
I
simply,
know how it is because I have my family over in different parts of the world. So I know how
yeah,
it is. So I
yeah.
prefer not
Most
to
of
go because
Malayalis have that.
I
Yes.
choose to prefer comfort over struggle. So I'm at the home only. I
Yeah.
mean, back in
No,
my
no.
country only. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, yes. The struggles make you who you are when you go abroad because there's only two people. Either you win or you break. There's only two options because you have a lot of. I come from a like a middle class family. I'm not like very rich or anything, but my family did support me by a lot of ways, and I'm comfortable about that. But you also have a lot of societal pressure that, oh, he did that. Did he make it? Everybody
Yes.
want to know, like, did you make it or did you not? So the pressure is there. Also, your parents rested a lot on you. They invested a lot on you. So, and it's finally your turn where you're completely independent. You can do whatever you want. Nobody is going to say anything, but you take it on yourself, like you have to do it. So at the end of the day, being abroad gives you less options for you personally to like get something wrong because it's very hard because um, I was in a very comfortable position at my home. Like I never have to cook, I never have to clean my home. I have a car, like my family had a car, so I could take my car wherever I want to go. And if I want to stay in India also, I'm pretty sure I could find a decent average job, which would be enough for my expenses, and I would be just happy enjoying my life. So, but my mom was always be like, you cannot be here, you have to go abroad. So,
When you
and
speak about your mom, I know she had inspired us. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I know Auntie will be seeing the show. Auntie, like you had been an inspiration for many of us because we know. I mean, we see Girish mom as that doctor, that inspiring person in all of our eyes and all. And exactly like I mean, whenever I think of you, I think of your mom. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth because I know her and I know her and I know your dad also. So it's like because my dad and his dad is the same office and all, and these people are very chill. They have the school vibes around, and they have like I mean, yeah. So that is how it is, and such an inspiring personality is your mom. I know that. Yes, And yeah, so I remember you being in sports and all, the badminton player, right? You're
Yeah,
interested in, yeah.
I was put into badminton by my dad. He was a sports person by himself.
Mm,
He got into railways through sports.
mm,
So he's very keen on sports, and he made sure that he would give a chance to me and my sister.
mm,
And I did love to, like, for me, even right now, sports is a very integral part for in my life. And anything which stressed me out, or if it's like if sports is a way where I would just relax and cool my way down. And I learned a lot about life through sports. So uh, even though I did not reach great heights, but it's an important life lesson for me where I got to learn a lot of skills, whether it's like teamwork, leadership,
mm.
or a calm mind, or working together to solve something. So that's how sports has influenced me. And even right now, I want to make sure that I'm actively being competitive in sports, and that helped me in my life too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and one more memory I have of you is like, so we haven't been in touch and all. So I used to see his Instagram stories. So I mean, when you see someone, I mean, I'm not judging here. I know I am not being judgmental here, but it's my opinion. It's my sole opinion. So I could see this amazing reels that you make there. I mean, that is a brain that you have, is what I feel. Maybe that is the brain you developed. Yeah. So the way he makes those stories is what like keeps us like it won't make you like envy him or something, but it's like you're also in the story. You feel like, yeah, he's there. Okay, we're enjoying. We're also feeling that is the way you capture people with you and go. That is the character you have in your life. So you take people with you, your tagline, your decision strategy, everything. And I also think that what the people that I got into this show are those people who goes by the gut feelings, right? So you taking the lead of your life at a very young age in a very different country, seeing different countries, being in different cities, talking to a many lot of people. Tell me about some cultural shocks that you have like really witnessed and that got you thinking like, yeah, something like that.
For me, yes, at this moment, I've been in two countries and seven cities, uh, and the two countries being Germany and Singapore. And currently, I'm in Germany, and the first country I was in like Singapore. Singapore was not a lot of cultural shock for me. Singapore was like just like at home. The weather was the same. The food was there. It's just the city is more beautiful. City is more wonderful. And I was on my own. I have my own struggles because I'm a student studying abroad. I cannot just take money from home all the time because it doesn't make sense because it's so expensive. Singapore being the most expensive city in the world to live in at that time. So the culture shock was very less because I speak Tamil, and third or fourth official language of Singapore is Tamil. You could even have announcement like all the MRT stations or metro, they call it MRT, have announcements in Tamil. So I was feeling pretty comfortable. I would never even feel like I'm a foreigner here because
But
uh,
yeah, I feel like that is a quality you own because I remember coming into a completely new class like after 10th standard and 11th standard and yelling up with people like you and all was like because you carry it in you is what I feel, and that is why like even after these many years we are like going on a conversation all together online in front of a lot of people. And I mean, that is an absolute that a quality that you have is what I feel. You're keeping it very like you're being very grounded here, I know. But yeah, he's a very humble guy, but he's not as low as presenting low key as he is. He is something, and that is why he's in the show
no,
today.
no, no.
That is why I got you here today because I know I could get that thing out from you and give it out.
No, no, no.
Okay.
I would like, like, I would like, I would be like, okay, what is the next thing? Okay. I never ever feel like I'm better than somebody, like I'm greater than somebody or I've achieved, because I feel like there is always someone who's
Someone
better than
smarter
you,
than you in the room. Yes.
somewhere better than you, and I
Yes.
always look to that person
Person to
and
learn
be like,
from them.
what can I learn from that, or what can I
Yes.
take from that? And I
Yes.
always believe that everybody, whoever it is, whether they have something that they could give me which I can understand from their life, because we for me life is like a simulation.
Mm.
Okay. And everybody has a different set of rules which they stick to and they work towards it. Okay.
Mm.
So I would never be able to represent somebody or understand exactly how they felt. Okay. So able to hear from them, interact with them, and learning to know why they did it and what made them do it, uh, help me understand the bigger picture of life. Okay. That's how I see life. And the only thing, only the richness, I'm really crazy about cars. That is the another thing which I like all, I don't know, you have pointed out, like I really like biology, but I also have another side where when my parents ask me, what is the job you want to do? Like your parents would ask you it when you are like, you are
Yes.
able to make sense of job and
Mm.
everything. When you're so
Mm.
young, they would be like, well, what do you want to become? So even though
Mm.
my mom was a doctor and my dad was working in the railways, I told my mom I want to be a driver.
No, I
Okay.
know whenever he comes from Germany and all, he takes his whole whole group of friends and go to places. You didn't invite me, that's okay, but still, maybe I was not there for part of it. I only got out of it, I don't know. But I know this. It's been going on for many years. Very well appreciated. I mean, the effort that you put into people is it's really appreciable. And your sister also. I know her. It's not like I know her too much, but whenever we see in bus and all, I used to smile at her because I know she's Girish sister, and she also have an identity. She also have made a place in the world, I believe, and they both are together. I mean, in the same place today, right? So
Yeah.
this family it's an inspiring family for me. I'm not just bluffing things out for the show and all, but I mean it from the perspective that I'm right now sitting in. And yeah, so Girish, no, I mean it. I mean it. I don't
Yeah.
simply bring people to
I'm
my
happy
show.
that
Like,
you feel
yeah,
like that, but yeah, like as I say, like, I'm not a great person, or I'm not like substantial. Like I'm
yes,
an average person. I never
yes,
want to be more than an average guy. And if I
yeah,
have something to give, if I'm able to be of use to somebody, I'm happy. Yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, I'm so sorry that I haven't invited you. But the thing is,
No problem.
because it's like I'm very close to some people,
No.
and but when I have like I'm very close to one group of people, and I'm very close to another group of people,
Yeah.
but I can't bring them together. At the moment I bring them
Yeah.
together, they are like aliens, and I always I get surprised. I'm like, you are friends with me, we have a good time. You are friends with me, we have a good time, but I bring both of you together, like you guys don't even talk to each other. And I'm
Yeah.
surprised
So,
because I have different energy towards different people.
yeah.
Okay. And I'm very like I don't want to say names, but they're completely different and they have their own world and they have their own world. But when I'm with them, I'm at their energy and I'm with them with their energy. But when I
Yes.
plan something together, I have to bring some people together and they don't go well with each other. So
So
if
that is,
I'm meeting
yeah.
someone person to person, it's all right. But when I'm bringing a collective number of people, I always be like, okay, because they don't go well with each other. And I've even had, I would try to make calls. I would be like, I would be in call with somebody and a group with two or three people, and then another person would be adding, and I add them, and they would say, and we know each other for like 8 to 10 years, and then they would tell me it was so awkward, and I'm like, why didn't you guys talk to each other? But I don't know. It's like I don't know how it works, but I am good with all of them. Yeah.
So we have the meeting ending
I
in 10 minutes. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll be sharing you the next link soon after this ends in the
yeah,
email. So
yeah,
getting into that point, it is, I believe, this podcast also had another angle of self-development and everything. And yeah, so I believe it is the aura that you carry that attracts people to you. And what brings in the aura is the amount of self-development that you do. It's about this growth strategy that you always keep in. It's like, see, it's not about it is my policy that I always believe that there is a person smart. You cannot hold the room together. There's always someone smarter than you, and you gotta learn from them. Learning is going to be a lifelong process. And when I speak about the leadership and everything, when I have written this the word leader over it, so it is something that is evolving to persons, and with time is what I believe in. And when I say about your quality of bringing people together, it shows the effort that you put in understanding people and people skills, the way you balance your life altogether, and the time that you took out of your busy schedule to read my emails, to be the person, the professionality that he holds is next level. Like I'll be very chill. Like I'll just keep sending emails at 2:30, 4:30. Guys, this is happening. Guys, this is happening. He'll be very professional. He'll just email it to me, write to my email telling I'm honored to have you. Not it. Everything is done. Yes, me too. This is how you go. So I would like to ask you the professionalism that you got. I mean, the person that you are. But before we get in there, I just have 8 minutes. So I will send you the link and we'll just go with this topic in the next video. Okay, all fine?
Sure, sure.
So yeah, coming back to the question, and Girish. Yeah.
For me, it's mostly about how somebody else treat me. So I am more professional because you are so professional. Okay. That's the most simplest answer I could give. It's all about how you treat me. That's my whole life principle. If you are professional, you respect my time, you respect my effort, or you do something and you expect something, I would mirror the exact thing. Okay. Because I know how important it is for you. So I should be able to respect that effort and mirror the same back. So that's my simple policy. If somebody does not respect my time or does not respect my effort I put in, I'm not going to give the same back. So anyone whoever it is, if I see the effort they put for something, I would deeply respect it and I appreciate it. So that's my simple rule in being in my career or being in my friends or wherever I be. uh, it's all about how you treat me, how you make me feel, or and I make sure that I does the same back. Yeah.
So it's basically a reciprocating effect that it's like
Yes. I
put in,
believe
effort
that's
out.
how it should be. I believe how it should be because uh, you should not be there when you're not being valued for what you are. And that's not good for you, and that's not how you should face a situation or a problem. Yeah. Wherever it might be, whether it's your work, whether it's your friend circle, whether it's your personal life, wherever it be. Yeah, simple.
So yeah, so that was quite a reflection of my personality also. So it's basically like I always believe that it's always the effort you put. It's not about putting your name out there or showing what you are, but it's just about like काम करना है वो. That's it. That's it. You have to do your work and let your work speak is what I believe, and that is what the whole show is again about. It's about what the person did to themselves, the effort that they took in becoming who they are today is what is all about. So, if you've got an invite from me, it's because I see you as an inspiration. That is why I just randomly like put a message over there and like because see that is the first season was all about like dreams. Its name is itself is a dreams awaken. So it's like phoenix is
Mhm.
to rise, but from its ashes. So what does it mean? You will have problems, you will have everything. So you rise it from like a phoenix. So that is what the tagline is, and it's about the leader I see in you and what made you who you are today, and therefore you can take the seat. I honor you today because of the person that you are, and that's how everything goes. So yeah, getting back, getting back to today, this moment in time, looking back at your old self, the journey that see, I am not stressing about engineering here because I know your profession is that because I may not be technically sound in asking questions over there. So that is why I bring in personal stuff over here, personal lessons and everything. So looking back in time, and like growing as a person, understandable, leadership skills, understandable, efforts, understandable. How do you see back, how do you look back at India, like and the time when you left and the time India is growing today?
Looking back, mm, in India and or about going back to India, mm, looking back, yeah, life is much more easier when I was in India. I had a lot less to worry about. I don't know, after my high school, how I approached life altogether changed. I started pushing myself more and more. I feel the urge to do something good for myself. I just cannot be like I just cannot just relax and like let life happen and life decide what I would do, and I would just go with the flow. I was never that guy before. I always be like, I still remember, I don't know whether you remember it. We had our mathematics in our 12th board exams, I think, which was one of the most toughest papers
I
for
still
like
remember it.
five,
It's a nightmare for me. I can't forget that.
five
The
to 10
result it
years.
gave.
Yeah. I was
Mm,
very bad in maths at the time because I never practiced it. And the exam was super tough. And
mm,
I was like, I was not even worried about, I never had exam fears. I never, because I cared less about it. I was the guy who was like, go with the flow. Don't stress a lot. Just go with the flow. You do what you have to do. Don't worry about anything else. So, and I counted my answer sheets and I'm like, I'm having like okay, average, decent, just to say I graduate. I'm very sure that I would pass from the paper, but I didn't have a lot of expectations because a good university would ask good marks. And
yeah.
I thought it's just me who felt the paper was wrong when I was giving the exam.
Mm,
And the moment I came out from the examination hall, one of our classmates, I saw her and I asked her, like, how was the exam? And she was like, it's all right, it's okay. And it's like, oh, you felt it's okay. Then I'm like, shit, I'm screwed. Because if she feels okay and I feel it was super tough, then it's a problem. And then the same girl was crying outside the exam hall. And then I saw her crying, and my dad was there and be like, how is it, Sam? And I heard it's very tough. People are crying. I was laughing there sitting on the floor because because I don't know how I was so crazy, and my dad was like, people are gonna think he went crazy, so let him take him away. Like because everybody is crying and I'm
yeah.
laughing.
The thing
Okay.
was that that was a bit it came in news also, like how our paper
Yeah,
went, everything. It was a bit, yeah,
there
everyone
was
knows that.
memes, there were YouTube. It
Yeah,
was in
yeah,
it was the news for like 1 to 2 weeks.
yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
after realizing that, I still remember before going to the examination hall, one of our colleagues, we both know, sorry, classmate, she was like, when her brother studied, something similar has happened
Mm,
where the questions were out of syllabus and
mm.
they were awarded
Yeah, I
liberal
remember. Yeah.
checking or so I was like, shit, what if that happens today? And that exactly happened. That's why I was laughing because
And
I
there
thought
was,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Yes,
of it and it happened. Yeah.
yeah. So that time it was more like if you don't do it in your boats that time, and see, it's not it's about your hard work obviously, but we don't know how much to reciprocate back to us also. It depends on everything. I'm not blaming anything over here, but still. So it was all like if you don't do at a certain stage of your life, your whole life is messed up. What's the belief? But later on, we understood that's not how life works, right? You put in the
Yeah.
effort, you get it. But it's not like you quit putting the effort. It's like you put in the effort. Just do the thing. Don't worry about the result. But I believe, see, everyone goes down some part of their life telling, things are not working my way. I'm doing whatever I can and everything. But I believe everything accumulated will come back to you in many folds if you're not getting the result the very next day, is what my belief is and what I've been seeing. What do you have to comment on my statement right now?
Oh, definitely. But I totally believe that I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for my mom and dad. So, or my mom especially because like for somebody else, it would work a different way because at the end of the day, you can't never say that it's like it's partially your situation, how
Mm,
lucky things were, because luck is
mm,
something which happens in life. Okay. I
mm.
believe in luck, but I also equally believe the fact that the more harder you work, the higher chances that you get lucky.
Yes,
Okay.
I've seen the statement, luck favors the brave. So who is the brave?
Yeah.
Brave is the person who puts in the hard work and still believes, the optimistic personality that still kicks in and keep going, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if I didn't get what I got, like it would have been a different case for me. But I always did what I need to do. So I
yeah,
never gave up on that. So that's something which I was persistent, and the other most important thing is I always did what I wanted to do. I never did something which somebody else wanted to do.
yes.
Uh, it was like after my high school, my mom was like, "You are going to be a doctor. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna like you're only going to be a doctor." And I said, "I would never be a doctor. And if you force me, then I would never complete my studies or be a good doctor." I was very stern on that. And the other questions like, "What do you want to become?" And my mother, being in the medical industry, she doesn't know anything about engineering. She
Yeah.
just believed what I wanted. So I
Mm,
said I wanted to be in mechanical engineering, and okay, mechanical engineering it is. There was not even a question of which engineering, which engineering. I did not know about computer science because I did not study computer
mm, mm,
science
mm,
in
mm, mm, mm,
11th or
mm,
12th. The one thing I knew is like I love cars and I love see things work. I always
mm,
I'm very eager to know how things work and to be
mm,
part of it. And the newspaper article which you said is also
mm,
something very
mm, mm.
because of that,
Yeah.
because I always wanted to do something from what I learned. I wanted to create something or be part of creating something, put my ideas
Mm,
or put an effort to make things happen. That's
mm,
always my case. Like even at my work currently, I would say I'm the most laziest guy. Okay, I would say I'm the most laziest guy, and I don't want to put my energy in things which doesn't need my energy. So
got
I
it.
would always
Mm,
make things the smartest way or the easiest way. Uh,
mm,
like if something need to be done in 5 steps, and if
mm,
I want to remove two or three, like 2 steps in between, which doesn't make any sense, I'd be
mm.
like, why should I do that? And I would just question it. Why should I do it? Because
Yeah.
the other steps is gonna do it for me. So this
Mm,
just is just a namesake step, so
mm.
that it doesn't create any work or it doesn't help us in any way. So I'm gonna skip this step. I don't want to do this step. So yeah, that's how I think. And if any work I do, I feel like I need to be actively involved in it. It's not just because I need to do it, I need to do it. I
Mm,
have to have my contribution in it, and I need to see the fruit of the outcome I give. Like I need to like see the fruits of the work I put in. So that makes me satisfied with whatever I do. So that's why I was able to be part of few projects, and also I was able to be part of what I do right now. I'm actively enjoying or actively like what I do. Yeah.
So yeah, so this conversation actually began before I think almost 1 hour more than that. So coming to almost winding up the stage of it, I would I'm not pitching in the show and everything. I would ask you about the experience that you had in interacting with the studio setup, which I call as Dreams Awaken, and what do you have to say about it? And yeah, how is the overall experience in this?
You are the most important uh, puzzle of the show right now, and you're pretty splendid when it comes to that. And when you are starting something new, you have to take baby steps, but your identity is very important. And I'm very happy that you are very stern and strong in what you are doing. And all the setups or all the features or all the I would say gimmicks or beauty things or that would come later on, because you are the most important piece of the puzzle, and you're doing it pretty splendid. And I'm very happy that you're doing it. And I really wish that you find pleasure and happiness from doing it. And By doing this, I feel like you are feeling more happy and you find your reason for doing it, and you just take it like something you enjoy.
When I speak about it, I always believe it's not about monetization and not about business. It's about the legacy that the podcast will carry. So it is about the experience that you get in from there. So whenever I text and I make sure that the other person should not feel like they are stressed up to reply to my thing. They're under me or I am bossing over them or anything. So that comes from a cool zone of like, yeah, I texted you. If you feel like it, do that. That's it. I mean, that is all about dreams awaken also. So it's like if it's not about following a dream, it's not about anything. It's just like you like doing something, you just keep doing it, you be the master of it. And I still remember I never had any intention to go on a podcast interview and all, but it was somewhere in my heart, and that came out with time. And similarly, I believe every wish that we all have will be prospered in this world because, after all, human beings we live for fulfilling wishes and capturing territories, as we see in the history. So. I believe I don't know the how far this can go on and all, but I'm very honored to have people like you on my show catching up on life online and
Yeah,
people viewing it.
that's something.
And yeah, so people viewing it and taking a good thing out of there. And I'm very honored for you. And if we're moving to the next stage of it, I prefer you to be the face of it also because I know there's few people who stood by the seed idea of it, the execution process, who were there with me and everything. So without many people working behind the screen, I would not be sitting in front of you all and talking like this. I know the minds that have been there with me to put me on this chair and talk like this, like literally in every aspect. So a very big salute to everyone, a standing ovation to everyone, including you. And this isn't an initiative, this is just an idea on a Instagram story poll, which is executed and which is going in the execution process. So forgive us if we had meant to say something and it got you like in a different way or something like that, or just get back to us if you like the show, and we will be here. Your host of the show is me, Neetu Sherian, and I would prefer to bring on more people over the show also if it grows. And so Girish I'm telling this on camera because I know that I see it that you will be the face of it. If it's growing, no, if it's growing, whatever, I just invite you to be the face. You can reject it also because see, every time I say trust, trust is the quantifiable asset I have. It's the trust that you placed in me that got me kickstart it, and we're reaching almost many views and many platforms and all, getting good comments noticed by many people. So I hope this show like continues to bring in the positivity that it can bring into the world, and that is what the scenario is. I'm not just gonna blabber something more. Girish, last few guest review kind of thing, and something that you would like to share to me and the audience. Yeah.
Um, as soon as you find or like to get the right-minded people who would give you the right ideas or who would give you the right conversations where your audience would enjoy it, you would be just fine and you're just gonna enjoy it and all your audience is gonna enjoy it. So it would be all right. And you have been a wonderful host. I know you personally, so it wasn't a big decision for me. I know who you are, so as soon as you asked me, I was like, yes, I can do it. I did not even ask a question, how, when, what, at how long is it? I think I just asked how long is it, but that's it. I did
That's
not
it.
ask a few
Yeah.
questions. I just asked like when and how long. Okay. And that's the only two questions I asked because I know Neetu who she is, and I can always count on you. And I never had a single problem or whatever it be, like whether it's in school or whether in college, when we are in Bangalore at the same time, I would always like, oh, I think you studied in Mount Carmel, right? You studied in Mount Carmel. And I did DM you like, oh, let's catch up. But you are very like professional. Even you had a sense of professionality like a very young age. Like you are very professional, and that's how it is. So the energy I have with you is different. So it's like I if and I could not bring somebody at the same time, who have the same energy when we both are there.
Mm.
So So it's very hard to like just catch up all together with a group of people. So, and but I'm happy that we have this on, even in camera, we get the energy between each other, how
Yeah.
easy it is to make conversation or how easy it is to understand. So that's the sense I would say. It's like the theme you are trying to, and the what I have co-aligns with it, and I hope the audience enjoys it and gets something out from it. And I hope your audience would love to see more of it. And I just want to be part of what you do, and I support and I enjoy what you do, and I eagerly look forward for more. And I wish you the best for that.
Thank you so much. That was so, I wouldn't say sweet, but exactly very professional from his side also. And yeah, I know you guys will be both saying the same face again and again over and same talks again and again. So till we catch up for the next time, it's Dreams Awaken and you're watching Dreams Awaken. And this is the host of the show, Neetu Cherian. Stay tuned. Bye bye.